Tori will tell me when we are live. Okay. All right, we are live. I'm going to hit the record button. Recording. All right, everyone. Welcome to Practical Magic, our manifestation hot seat. I am Michelle Lee. For those of you who don't know, I need to. All right, everyone. Close. Welcome. All right, I have to close the other windows so I don't have an echo. But I'm Michelle Lee here, and I've got Carrington and Linda with me for their hot seat manifestation, where we do some group coaching and group tapping, EFT tapping. And this is actually Carrington's first time to experience emotional freedom technique. So for Carrington and for the rest of you who might be new to this, I want to share with you how what EFT is about, not necessarily how it works, because for me, EFT is a lot like using a fax machine or the internet. I love using it. I love the benefits, but I can't tell you the details on how it works. But EFT runs on the premise that we do have energy meridian lines. These are the meridians that acupressurists and acupuncturists use to release energy. And as we tap on major meridian points, which don't worry, Carrington, as we're tapping together, I'm going to be tapping, so you can just tap where I'm tapping, and all of you can be tapping along with us. But as you focus on the negative emotion, as you focus on that low density emotion, the emotion that you'd like to release from your system, you actually focus on it. I know that we'll be focusing on anger, and so we'll actually say, even though I'm so angry, I'm angry. I react out of anger. We actually say that because we are communicating to the body what it is that we are letting go of. Because emotional freedom technique runs on the premise that a dense emotion, I don't like to say negative emotions, but that's kind of what we're saying, a dense emotion clogs the energy meridians and it becomes blocked. And so something that we may have experienced many, many years ago, a trauma or a disappointment, we store that emotion in our body. So when we're tapping on the anger, we are releasing from that core, what I call wound. We talk about the 4 core wounds in my work, and we are releasing that. So we will say the negative things. If you're a big fan of the power of positive thinking, a lot of people have lost their power to the fear of using the words or saying exactly what they feel. We are so I say a lot of times, we can say positive things like, I'm happy, I'm joyful, I have discipline, I don't react to that, whatever it is. But if we have that trauma, that anger, that past experience, it's still living inside of us, it's kind of like putting whipped cream on a cow pie, right? So when I do EFT with you, we are looking at the cow pie. We're shoveling the shit and letting it go so that we're not trying to overcome it or cover it up in any way. So for those of you watching, and Linda as well, when I'm tapping with Carrington, we are all tapping with Carrington, as Cat Carrington, for Carrington. And know that you can say the words that I'm saying for specifically Carrington. You're not going to activate within you what's going on with Carrington. If you feel any emotions come up, it's because it's already within you. And if you're watching this live or you're watching it on a recording, then this is just right for you. You resonated with this perfectly. And as we tap with Carrington, for Carrington, as Carrington, we are helping her release at the same time. We're releasing what's in us, we're releasing what's in her more easily. And what else was I going to say? There's another piece. Yeah, it's faster for Carrington, and we're releasing what's within us. So if you're watching this, you can come up with your own issue, rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, and tap along with us. So, Linda, even though I can't hear you, you should be tapping along with us, and Carrington will be tapping along with you as well. So, Carrington, I know a little bit about what you want to work on, but why don't you briefly tell everyone that's watching what we're tapping on for you and what is getting in the way of your life?
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Carrington. So I have anger issues, and I think I already feel so crazily emotional, like something's bubbling up already. Okay, so anger stemming from maybe being the child of a single mother, probably some daddy issues for sure. Really bad decisions, addiction, lack of discipline, being angry at myself because I can't control myself, or I am not able to remember to control myself before I say or do something horrible. And I know about killing the inner child, but it's like there's this never ending flow of stuff coming up. And it's almost like when you make the effort to try to clear it out, your ego is fighting so hard to maintain that it's almost like a war. And that can set you back so far that then the samskaras, the bad habits and neural ruts that you're in kick in and take over. So trying to release anger, trying to speak and be whole instead of not.
Okay, good. So much information you gave me there, right? So good. So good. So, on a scale from 1 to 10, how angry are you? 10 being the most angry.
In this moment, or
In general, you said you react. I mean, you react often out of anger. And if you think about, well, let's say anger at yourself, if you really think about how angry you are at yourself and what you've done that makes you angry, how angry do you feel now? Trying to build it up.
well, I think I'm probably running on a consistent 5, honestly, if you were to look at it like that, because I even struggle with not fussing at people when I'm driving down the road. So I'm clearly carrying it with me
Okay.
in places it doesn't belong.
And where do you feel that anger in your body?
In my stomach and in my throat. Ultimately, I feel like it's beginning to manifest in other areas because of my age, and like I'm starting to get aches and pains and important parts that I need for living, and I can feel stuff settling in, but the
Okay.
stomach and the throat for sure,
Okay.
and
For sure.
shoulders, the neck and the shoulders.
Sure. Okay. So let's dive deep into what anger is. This is a great, I want to thank you both, Linda and Carrington, for being so open and transparent right now, because I'm going to dive in and share what I'm hearing from you and what's underlying the anger. Okay. And anger can be a tricky emotion to release for a couple of reasons. One major reason, and I've been doing EFT with clients for almost 20 years. And anger can be the trickiest, one of the trickiest, because feeling angry, gives you a sense of power, right? At least you're not sad and depressed. It's a higher frequency than that. It's not, um, It's not sadness and depression. It gives you a sense of power that you didn't have in the sadness and the depression. Like you said, you struggled with addiction, probably daddy issues, single mom. So your dad was probably not there. So there's the abandonment issues. So when you're in the addiction part, right, there's a stronger sense of powerlessness, and so you're just trying to numb the emotions. I
Mm-hmm.
just don't want to feel this anymore. So you've stepped up into anger. And anger is, however, a false sense of power. It
Mm-hmm.
is not true power. It's not the power that comes from innately from what I call the four divine truths, that you are divinity. Okay, so there's that you are the power and the presence of God. You are whole right now. That's something you said. I want to know that I'm whole. I want to behave as though I am whole. And you're not doing that right now. You're feeling undisciplined and angry. And anger gives you a sense of power, but ultimately, there's a sense of powerlessness. And what I heard you feel powerless over is your past, one. You feel powerless. You had a single mom, your dad wasn't there. So there's all of that. You didn't have the childhood that you believe you should have had, that would have made you a better person than you are now, that would have prevented your struggle with addiction. So there's powerlessness over the past, powerlessness over substances, powerlessness over your emotions, powerlessness over the neural pathways in your brain. Does all of this make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So there's this idea of powerlessness, this feeling of powerlessness, and at least anger helps you feel like everything else is wrong and you are now right. And so that's why we hang on to anger, is
Mm-hmm.
because it's more powerful than what we've had, and it makes everybody else wrong and us right. And it gives you a break from your own self anger a little bit. Okay? Makes
Yeah.
sense? Okay. So you rated anger. Feel the anger right now. And I want you to build it up. Things I've said, you don't have discipline, it's atrophied, you've had a difficult life, you can't stay focused, you react. It's like you cannot control your emotions. Where on a scale from 1 to 10 do you rate the anger now? 10 being the highest.
8.5.
Good, good. All right. So when we do EFT, Carrington, I want you to feel as much of the emotion while we're tapping as possible. Okay? Because if you're feeling it, then as we tap on it and release, it's able to be released. You're not in, because I know that sometimes you can control it, right? It's like, I'm in control, I'm in control, I'm in control until somebody cuts you off and you're like, whatever happens, hand signals come up, screaming happens, right? So it's like holding a beach ball underwater for you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's tap together. You're going to tap on the karate chop and you're going to tap like this and repeat after me. Okay, this is the setup phrase. Even though I'm so angry all the time, say it.
Even though I'm so angry all the time,
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
love, accept, and forgive myself.
love and accept and forgive myself.
Good. For all of you watching, you should be tapping along with us. We're tapping with Carrington, for Carrington, as Carrington. Even if I'm always this angry,
Even if I'm always this angry,
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
love, accept, and forgive myself.
love, accept, and forgive myself.
Even though a lot of my life has been a disappointment,
Even though a lot of my life has been a disappointment,
and that makes me angry,
and that makes me angry.
I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
Love, accept, and forgive myself.
Love, accept, and forgive myself.
Okay, Carrington, open your eyes and look at me so you can see where we tap next. Go to the inner eyebrows. I'm angry.
I'm angry.
Outer eyes. My mom was a single mom.
My mom was a single mom.
Under your eyes. I didn't get the love and attention I needed.
I didn't get the love and attention that I needed.
Under your nose. And my dad wasn't there.
My dad wasn't there.
Chin. If I would have had a better childhood,
If I would have had a better childhood,
I would have made better choices.
I would have made better choices.
Good. Now go under your arms. I cross in front and I get all 4 fingers. Good. If I would have had a better childhood,
If I would have had a better childhood,
top of your head, right around your crown chakra, I would have had a better adulthood.
I would have had a better adulthood.
Inner eyebrows. I'm so angry.
I'm so angry.
Outer eyes. I'm so angry.
I'm so angry.
If my parents would have been better parents,
If my parents would have been better parents,
I would have had better life skills.
I would have had better life skills.
If my parents would have been better parents,
If my parents would have been better parents,
collarbone right here, I would have better life skills.
I would have better life skills.
Under your arms. It's all their fault.
It's all their fault.
Top of your head. I'm so angry.
I'm so angry.
Inner eyebrows. It's all their fault.
It's all their fault.
I am so angry.
I'm so angry.
Under your eyes. If I would have had a better childhood,
If I would have had a better childhood,
under your nose, I would have made better choices.
I would have made better choices.
And I feel so angry.
And I feel so angry.
It's just not fair.
It's just not fair.
I didn't get the love and attention I needed.
I didn't get the love and attention that I needed.
I didn't get what I needed to be who I wanted to be.
I didn't get what I needed to be what I wanted to be.
I didn't get what I needed to be who I wanted to be.
I didn't get what I needed to be who I wanted to be.
Outer eyes, and I feel so powerless.
I feel so powerless.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do.
I'm afraid that there's nothing I can do.
And the older I get, the harder it is.
And the older I get, the harder it is.
The older I get, the harder it is.
The older I get, the harder it is.
And I feel so powerless.
And I feel so powerless.
This powerlessness.
This powerlessness.
I don't have power over my emotions.
I don't have power over my emotions.
I don't have power over my past.
I don't have power over my past.
And I have no willpower.
And I have no willpower.
I feel so powerless.
I feel so powerless.
I feel like there's nothing I can do to change.
I feel like there's nothing I can do to change.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do to change.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do to change.
Go to your collarbone and stay there. This powerlessness.
This powerlessness.
This powerlessness.
This powerlessness.
This powerlessness.
This powerlessness.
Good. Now take in a long, slow, deep breath through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Imagine all of the energy flowing out through the bottoms of your feet. Tune into the anger, tune into your emotions, and re-rate the anger. What number do you give it now?
I don't feel it.
Okay, good. What are you feeling right now?
A curious emptiness.
Good. How does your body feel?
Tingly.
Good.
Heavy a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to tell you, Carrington, and I want to tell everyone watching. Um, and if you're watching the recording, push hashtag replay and let us know what you're clearing as well. So, Carrington, what you're noticing in your body is a release. I mean, if many times what we do is like you try to push down the anger, try to ignore it, try to go, and then you get angry again. I'm angry that I'm angry, right? And so what we did is we just gave you permission to speak the words that you have unconsciously and consciously thought. And we gave words to what's really coming up is that I didn't get what I needed, right? And now I feel powerless. I don't have the life skills to take the actions I want to take. Makes sense? Does all of that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we're going to do now, and what you can do, Carrington, is use this recording. You will have this recording in the Facebook group, and Tori will be emailing it out. You come back and do this and journal. Because what we did right now is we scratched the surface in the amount of time that we have here today. Now, if I were working with you more deeply and we were in a private session, I'd go, okay, what did your mom do that still makes you really angry? And let's explore that. And let's go through the tapping that and reconnecting with that little girl. Because now what you want to do, what we all want to do, this is good for everyone, is to reparent yourself. Rarely did any of us get the parents that we needed to be who we think we should be. We got the exact parents we needed to become who we are, right? And so we get to reparent that little girl who maybe wasn't cuddled and she wasn't daddy's little girl. She wasn't daddy's little princess. Daddy wasn't even there. She didn't even matter. And so tapping through that and giving that little girl the love and reparenting gives you what you need. And this is so profound in so many ways because this is timeline shifting. You're actually going back to that little girl, Carrington, and giving her what she needs. And that shifts who you are today. Because right now your story is, I didn't get what I needed to be who I wanted to be. So when you take a few moments and meditate and take that little girl that you were, little baby Carrington, and tell her how precious she is and kiss and smooch her and hold her. Now you're getting what you needed as a little girl, and that is shifting who you are today at a very energetic level. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah. So you're not powerless over who your parents were. You have the power in this moment to give yourself what you needed as a little girl. And you start by tapping and releasing some of that anger so that you can be in love. You can be in a space in love to then give that love to the younger you. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so continue tapping. We're going to turn this around. Start at your inner eyebrows. But maybe this is just a story.
But maybe this is just a story.
Outer eyes, and it's a lousy story.
And it's a lousy story.
And I give myself permission to release this lousy story.
And I give myself permission to release this lousy story.
And embrace the truth.
And embrace the truth.
And the truth is, I am good.
And the truth is, I am good.
I was born good.
I was born good.
I have always been good.
I have always been good.
I will always be good.
I will always be good.
My core is goodness.
My core is goodness.
I am good.
I am good.
I am lovable.
I am lovable.
I was born lovable.
I was born lovable.
I've always been lovable.
I've always been lovable.
I will always be lovable.
I will always be lovable.
And I choose to love myself.
and I choose to love myself.
I choose to love myself.
I choose to love myself.
And I am wanted.
And I am wanted.
I was born wanted.
I was born wanted.
I've always been wanted.
I've always been wanted.
I will always be wanted.
I will always be wanted.
I want me.
I want me.
I choose me.
I choose me.
I choose me.
I choose me.
Good. Under your arms. I am a blessing.
I am a blessing.
I was born a blessing.
I was born a blessing.
I've always been a blessing.
I've always been a blessing.
I will always be a blessing.
I will always be a blessing.
Good. I love me.
I love me.
I love me.
I love me.
Go to your collarbone and stay there. I love me.
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 Good. Long, slow, deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Tune in, and how do you feel?
Joyful and relieved.
Good. I love that, Carrington. That's perfect. Now, what I want you to be aware of, and everyone watching, or what I want you to be aware of, is that that took less than 10 minutes, number one. Number two, joy and relief are always available to you. Nothing about your past changed. The only thing that changed was how you're choosing to look at your experience, and the fact that you were responsible enough to acknowledge your emotions and release them, give word to them, and love and accept yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good, good. Thank you, Carrington. I appreciate you being transparent and trusting me enough and doing this work this way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So something I want to share, what you saw me do is I took Carrington through the dense energies, through the dense emotions. And if we had more time, we would go much deeper in that. And Carrington, you will still need to go deeper. Okay. There's still more work. You could get on the road and start driving, and somebody could make you angry instantly. And in that moment, you go, oh, there's more to be released, as of course there is. The thing about EFT is you feel good usually immediately, which is wonderful because it's a fast acting thing. If you have a day you need to get through, you can take care of emotions and get through that day. But the power of EFT is really getting to the core of that trauma, getting to the core of feeling like I don't matter, of not having your needs met, to really do a deep healing and revealing, really activating the hardwired divine truths of I am wanted, I am good, I am lovable, and I am a blessing. Those are hardwired. Okay? So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you again, Carrington. If you don't mind muting yourself now, and we will work with Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carrington. My pleasure. Linda.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here. What are we working on for you?
Well, I'd have to say there are two major issues, and that is lack of discipline and motivation. But I guess there's three because I feel overwhelmed.
Okay.
So I the last few years I've been busy selling houses and buying new ones, and that's been pretty intense. So it did, of course, take away from my business too, because I was kind of focused on that. And then as well as, of course, the pandemic, things really slowed down with my business. So now I'm living in a house it's a 5-bedroom house, and I'm trying to get organized, and I'm trying to create some office space in my home. But there's, I think, a little reluctance as well. Do I really want to have people in my home? But I have an office that's 15 miles away, so I'm still going back and forth when I see clients. So, but as far as like getting organized, I just feel like, God, I can't have anybody in my home until I get it totally organized. That's a big piece. And then the other thing is, I'm kind of, I've always been a workaholic, and I haven't had time, to work on projects at home and everything. And then now I'm not working. I was working 16 hours a week, basically as a caregiver, but I was working with a lady with grocery shopping and cooking and gardening and that sort of thing. And then because of the pandemic and my refusal to get vaccinated and everything, I lost my job. So I was kind of counting on that income. So not having that income, I'm dependent. Besides my Social Security, I'm using my savings, and that's very stressful.
Okay, what is your work? What is your work that you would have clients coming into your home for?
Hypnotherapy. I have basically have 2 offices set up: hypnotherapy, and then energy work and massage.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is um, a lot of chaos. You have chaos in your head. You're making this, like you said, overwhelm. There's like all this energy going everywhere. It feels very chaotic. And stories that my house has to be organized before I have clients come in here. That's just a story. That's an ego story of how I look to other people. There's also the story that you have to do your work in person. Right? I mean, we're definitely in the age of, obviously, we're doing this over Zoom. I'm also a hypnotherapist for over 20 years and have been doing hypnotherapy over Zoom as well. I do all of my work over Zoom. So there's this opening of you shifting how you've been doing things, which is your call to do. I really feel like you are being called. Your higher self is calling you to shift that. And so that you chose to not get vaccinated to keep your job, which I am totally all around that. So that is your first step. You're like, I'm doing things differently. I want the sovereignty and freedom to live my values. Right?
Right.
So there's a whole freedom. And you did say something about wanting to travel and that kind of thing, right? Without worrying about money. And you can do that if you put your business online. That gives you full freedom and full sovereignty. What I'm also seeing shifting is a dependence on outside income. I mean, as I'm sure both of you, might be on the same page. So I guess I'm not sure if they're on the same page, but that we are ascending. We are ascending and becoming the light body and embodying our sovereignty. And so in doing that, you're also being called not to be dependent on an income outside of you. And you did that by, leaving your position when they wanted to make a requirement on you that you weren't willing to fulfill. And now you're being called to the next step, right? And I understand that the whole Social Security piece, but what I invite you to do is shed that, be in gratitude, be in appreciation that you have that income now to support you in this transition. Same with your savings too. So you're using that savings, but that gives you a sense of security. And so using it, you have energy, you have a negative emotion around using the savings, right?
I do.
Right. So that's a story. That's a story. And really, you could be in a state of deep appreciation that you have this savings and you have this Social Security while you restructure your income, right?
Okay. I need to restructure my income.
I'm not saying you need to. You're
Okay.
saying you want to. You're saying
Yeah.
you would like to make money with your hypnotherapy business. Am I right?
Yes. And my energy work.
And your energy work. I mean, you can do energy work online as well. There is no time and space. You don't
Okay.
need to be face to face with somebody to do energy work on them. There's no, this is what this pandemic I see has done for us. It maybe has created physical separation, which I felt has called us to become superhuman. You may be able to separate us physically, but you cannot separate us energetically because we are one. And so you are being called higher. I'm not saying you need to restructure. Your goal on your application was that you wanted to make a couple $1,000s a month. What I'm saying is if you are feeling icky around using your savings, that is slowing your vibration and not manifesting. If you're feeling overwhelmed or telling yourself the story that you need to be organized before you can make money, see all of these limits you're putting on letting the flow come in?
I do.
Okay. Okay. So this is what I'm bringing in. You are being called to a new level of sovereignty.
Okay.
Okay. So what is the emotion you are most feeling right now that you would like to tap on? The strongest emotion right now?
I guess there has to be a little bit of fear going on. I mean, I'm feeling fear like in my chest. And then I guess like trying, something new, like doing Zoom meetings, that sort of thing is, I'm not familiar with. So and I need to, and my kids are all of age to teach me these things, but I need to really just learn how to do this stuff on my own. So, but I'd have to say, yeah, I guess it's got to be fear because I can feel it in my chest.
And on a scale from 1 to 10, where do you rate the fear?
Probably about a 7.
Okay, good. So we're all tapping with Linda, as Linda, for Linda, and I'm sure everyone can benefit from releasing fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of new things, fear of trusting yourself. I see that coming up for you too, as well. The fear of trusting yourself, that I can actually do this. So let's tap together, Linda. Karate chop. Long, slow, deep breath. Bring yourself, Linda, I feel called to have you taken a long, slow, deep breath. And on the exhale, drop into your body. Just feel yourself dropping into your body, feeling your butt in your chair, your feet on the floor, feeling the weight of your body. Just dropping completely into your body. And now let's tap. Even though I'm so afraid.
Even though I'm so afraid.
I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself.
I deeply, completely accept and love myself.
And forgive myself.
And forgive myself.
Even if I'm always this scared.
Even if I'm always this scared.
I deeply and completely.
I deeply and completely.
Love, accept, and forgive myself.
Love, accept, and forgive myself.
Even though I'm so scared.
Even though I'm so scared.
I deeply and completely.
I deeply and completely.
Love, accept, and forgive myself.
Love, accept, and forgive myself.
Okay, inner eyebrows, this fear.
This fear.
I feel the fear in my chest.
I feel the fear in my chest.
I don't know if I can do it.
I don't know if I can do it.
I'm afraid I can't do it.
I'm afraid I can't do it.
What if I don't have enough clients?
What if I don't have enough clients?
Collarbone, what if I mess up Zoom meetings?
What if I mess up Zoom meetings?
Under your arms. What if my clients don't get the results they want?
What if my clients don't get the results they want?
Top of your head. What if they don't benefit from my energy healing?
What if they don't benefit from my energy healing?
Inner eyebrows. I'm scared.
I'm scared.
All of this fear.
All of this fear.
There's so much fear.
There's so much fear.
There's so much fear.
There's so much fear.
I am so scared.
I am so scared.
This fear of the new.
This fear of the new.
What if I can't hypnotize someone on Zoom?
What if I can't hypnotize someone on Zoom?
What if my clients don't get the results?
What if my clients don't get the results?
I haven't had to depend on my own income.
I haven't had to depend on my own income.
What if I can't make enough?
What if I can't make enough?
I'm afraid I can't make enough money.
I'm afraid I can't make enough money.
And I'm afraid I'll make too much money
And I'm afraid I'll make too much money
and lose the security of my Social Security.
and lose the security of my Social Security.
There's so much to be afraid of.
There's so much to be afraid of.
This fear.
This fear.
I can't trust myself.
I can't trust myself.
This fear.
This fear.
I can't trust myself.
I can't trust myself.
This fear.
This fear.
This fear.
This fear.
But maybe this is just a story.
But maybe this is just a story.
And it's a lousy story.
And it's a lousy story.
And I give myself permission to release this lousy story.
And I give myself permission to release this lousy story.
And embrace the truth.
And embrace the truth.
And the truth is, I am safe.
And the truth is, I am safe.
I've always been safe.
I've always been safe.
I've always been safe and secure.
I've always been safe and secure.
I am safe.
I am safe.
I can trust myself.
I can trust myself.
I can trust the universe.
I can trust the universe.
And I can trust divinity.
And I can trust divinity.
I can trust the divine.
I can trust the divine.
The truth is, I am always divinely guided.
The truth is, I am always divinely guided.
The divine knows what I need and want.
The divine knows what I need and want.
And the divine wants what I want through me.
And the divine wants what I want through me.
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 I can trust myself.
I can trust myself.
Stay at your collarbone, and I can trust the divine.
And I can trust the divine.
I trust myself.
I trust myself.
Because I am divinely guided.
Because I am divinely guided.
I am safe.
I am safe.
I am love.
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 I am loved.
Good. Long, slow, deep breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Let the energy flow out through the bottoms of your feet and tune in. Where do you rate fear?
It's very, very low. I mean, it's probably like about a 1.5.
Good.
You know?
Good,
Yeah.
good. Beautiful. Thank you for doing that with me. The only thing I would do beyond this, so when you get off of here, is do a little more tapping on that and notice what it is. And the other thing I would do, Linda, and this is for a lot of spiritual people out there, is ground. Ground. See your energy as roots grounding in to the ascended earth. So send your roots all the way down to the center of the earth, to Mother Gaia's diamond heart. So just see your energy going all the way down and grounding. That's what you're very spiritual, and that's where I was getting the chaos. It's like, oh, I could go to my office. I could see people here, but I've got to organize. So it was that you weren't grounded. So ground daily. I mean, we're very etheric people. I think you and I are a lot alike in that, Linda, that I would love to be up here in the ethers all of the time, right? And we get a lot of pleasure. We can feel our manifestations in the etheric realm, and that's almost good enough, right? And so, really ground and decide what you want. Just make the declarations. I want $2,000 a month. I want to know how to do business on the internet. I do it. My house can be any way I want. I just make sure my background isn't, you've got a clear background, right? Everything it's perfect for you. So just ground, declare what you want. You get to claim it. That's for everyone, Carrington too. You all get to declare exactly what you want. Just ground it, write it down, focus in on it on a daily basis, and come back to this clearing energy. I talk about doing EFT on a daily basis. Really look beneath what's going on. What are the stories that you're telling yourself? And that's what I supported you in, both of you. I recognize like, oh, everything I've been telling myself is just a story. And I don't have to live from that story. That story wasn't serving me. So how is your body feeling overall right now, Linda?
I actually feel pretty good. I do. I feel very encouraged.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I know EFT isn't new to you. You said you've been using EFT for 20 years. So I know this probably doesn't surprise you. So good work. Good work. Ladies, if you will hang tight here with me, I want to say goodbye to everyone in the Practical Magic group. Thank you for joining us today. I would love to hear your results. Put those in the comments below. Let me know if you're watching the replay with #replay. And thank you all for being here. We will see you again for another Manifestation Hot Seat next month.